These are some interesting times we're living in. We all are in uncharted waters here, experiencing things that we never thought we'd experience. And I'm finding that it has had a profound effect on my life. It's very different.
You know, the question of the month is, how has this whole pandemic, corona pandemic, affected how you live? And it really hasn't affected me at all. I've been staying home for 10 years.
Kind of doing it in the garage today because we're all quarantined, so we're all kind of on top of each other, and this is one of the only places where, you know, I can kind of be alone to do this.
Life for me during this pandemic has been filled with worry, with fear, which causes stress, which in turn causes my Crohn's disease to flare up.
Having narcolepsy while dealing with the pandemic and social distancing has actually been a lot harder than I expected or anticipated for myself.
A lot really hasn't changed, honestly. I've already been through the process of grieving the loss of interaction with other people and losing my job, losing my freedom.
Currently, I've not seen much of a change really in my current life due to the pandemic. I've lived in quite an isolated way for over 10 years.
I was sort of prepared for this coronavirus quarantine lockdown situation.
I'm not sure how Polly got me ready for COVID, but I do know I've learned something extremely important, and that's that when there are events of life-altering significance, I've done a really good job getting ready and doing what needs to be done. And then when the event arrives, I have forgotten to take care of myself.
I'm starting to be able to do things again. The first couple weeks, my anxiety got really, really bad, and I kind of, in my depression, and I just sort of stopped doing anything other than, basic care, self-care, I guess. I even neglected a lot of stuff that I know helps me feel better just because everything made me anxious.
The medication that I take for narcolepsy, one of the side effects is anxiety, and I do struggle with that a little bit on a normal basis, but obviously in a situation where, deaths are increasing and this is a really serious virus going around, that anxiety has really been heightened a lot.
Brought back a lot of memories of when I was first diagnosed with trigeminal neuralgia. Because when I was first diagnosed, I self-isolated.
I was already used to the feeling of being isolated, but now this pandemic is going on. All my hospital and therapy appointments have been cancelled.
I had been thinking a lot about being proactive and getting the tracheostomy sooner than later. So if I do get infected with the virus, I will be able to directly suction out the fluid from my lungs. So here I am. I've made it to the other side. I'm feeling much better about the coronavirus situation. It could still be life-threatening if get infected, but I'm much better equipped to deal with it. Another bonus with the surgery is that I no longer have to wear a ventilation mask, which opens up my face. Now you can see me smile.
I've been prepared because I deal with this on a constant basis, so this experience has me prepared for my own chronic illnesses of everyday life, of being isolated, and just to know that I'm safe and protected and that I have some knowledge to help others, it helps.
The pandemic is one of those things where it could be it could change a lot. And it probably changed night and day for so many people.
There's no alone time, which is really interesting in a time of social isolation. But if you have a family and younger kids, you just don't get the alone time.
Honestly, it's been kind of nice having family around, because before this I was alone all day long.
I'm now in my 3rd week working from home. I'm in my 2nd week of trying to figure out facial hair, because since I'm not at work, I can go ahead and let loose a little bit.
It's had a pretty big impact in one specific way. So I'm a competitive rower, and last summer I rowed on the U.S. national team racing at the World Championships in the Paralympic category. And since September, basically, I've been training full time essentially with the goal to go to the Tokyo Paralympics. So that has been pretty much my singular focus for the last year. Everything's kind of really changed. I'll still be training with the goal to try to go to the Paralympics next year in 2021, but now I'll be home this summer, and my training training program is completely changed around.
I really do want to have a summer because I want to accomplish a lot of goals that I had planned. Like, I wanted a summer job. I wanted to go to concerts. I wanted to go shopping. I wanted to go out of town. I wanted to hang out with family and friends. And just do things that I've never done before. And now it's like I probably will not have that opportunity because of this pandemic.
It's eye-opening how societally connected we are, where no matter what you do, it's going to affect someone else, even in the smallest ways.
In some ways, people in this country are getting a little taste of what it's like to be in the unfixed community, what it's like to live in a world that is unpredictable and uncertain and filled with challenges.
I really hope everyone is safe and they're taking care of each other, and this is really serious, and at the end we'll equal whether autoimmune compromised or not. This is affecting everybody, and I really just hope everyone really is safe out there.
As much as we might feel that the pandemic is out of our control and threatening our safety, there is still plenty of things that we can empower ourselves with, focusing on our terrain to reduce our susceptibility to infection.
In a few months' time, the probability will be that this whole thing will be a distant memory for you. You may sit there and speak to your friends and say, oh, do you remember that time we were in lockdown? But really, you're not going to remember how that felt or what you did.
The world will be different. Make no mistake, things will be different. But I think together we'll be better, and we'll be able to get through this. That's just my hope and my belief. And I hope that when we exit this age of Corona, we'll celebrate with a different kind of Corona.